Alrighty. So this is gonna be my take on the Primarchs. Mainly because I feel like, it's just a hobby. You should just enjoy your hobby. Shouldn't really force anybody to share your opinions and whatnot. But it is what it is. So the first one, I'm just start from the left one. This guy right here. For Now, Frogum, to me, at least to me, is S tier. Mainly because, not that he's like, in a sense, he is better than most of them in his own flawed way, but that's why I think what makes him so unique, at least to me, because I feel like I relate to him a lot. With his story program, his book and program, where he's like really struggled with his own in a weird way with his insecurities and always trying to seek and become this image of perfection and seeing him like fall while trying to achieve it kind of I kind of relate to that. So for me, he's S tier. I really enjoy his screen time. He kind of feels like a character, feels like more of a character or more human than the other ones, in my opinion. Alright, but next will be Turbo. Peter Turbo. My opinion, he's not S tier, but I still really like him a lot too. Mainly because I'll put him in A tier. I still like him a lot. I don't like him more than Fulgrim, but I understand where he comes from. He mainly just want to try to find an equal and appreciate what he has done for the crusade in a sense. Appreciate he just wants some appreciation, and I know some people might not like that because he may seem a petty or whiny little guy that only wants like everyone's favor, but I don't think that's true. I just think he just wants some appreciation for all the things he has done, and people just kind of like cast him aside because it's like what I said, because people think he's just whiny and whatnot, always trying to seek word of affirmation, but I don't think that's true. I just think that he just wants someone that he could stand equal to, because that's what happened with the one story. I forgot which book what it was, but it's been Porto Rabo and Frogan talk in his room on his flagship, and yeah, this when Fulgrim turned to demon. I mean, he wasn't full demon yet. He was being possessed by the Layer Blade. Spoilers. But he talked about how Fulgrim's Legion has gone all in a sense Slaneshi and deprived of what their Legion once was. And saying that he needs someone that he could work with and stand with him as an equal rather than someone rather than having a lapdog or a superior that he can follow or order around. So for that, I really relate to that. Well, not relate to that, but that's kind of really touching for me for Rival. So that and on its own puts him in A tier, at least for me. Now Singunius. Honestly, B tier. Mainly because I understand the type of person he is, that he's genuinely a nice person and he just wants the best for everyone, in a sense, or at least for his sons, his blood angels. But I feel like I feel like that really stops him of improving as a individual. So I personally put him B tier. He's still very. I still agreed with the community that he's probably the best son or one of the better sons. But me personally, likability, likability and whatnot about the list, I'll put him like around mid tier, which is like B. Like B is a nice spot for like nice spot, nice middle ground where like there's nothing much going on, but there's also not much. I mean, obviously there's a lot going on because spoilers, he died at the end, and that plays a major part. But regardlessly, me personally, I still put him at B tier just mainly because I don't really like his character growth, I suppose. Not Lion. Lion's a hard one to be honest because one hand he's a really really dutiful guy and he's just trying to do his job. But the other hand, he's kind of just of a dick. Now I am kind of being hateful for his character because he killed one of his sons, not sons, but one of his caliber knights, Nimue, like really really easily, and it kind of just like dropped it on your lap and go like, yep, he's dead. Remember those last 3 to 4 books? Yeah, he's just dead now. Yeah, I am being kind of hateful and shameful of him, but doesn't mean I don't like him less or more than these other guys, in a sense. But regardlessly, for now, I'll put him top of B for now. Not Dorn. Dorn has done so much. He has done so much in the 30th and 30K. He's done so much. He's pretty much sacrificed everything just to do his duty and to discipline all of his men's. Because in a weird way, that's all he really is, just duty and discipline. And that in itself, I really respect. But regardless, his character is kind of lagging. He's kind of a stone face. He's kind of a wall. And he's kind of emotional in a sense where, especially with the scene, spoilers, especially with the scene where Garrow comes to him telling him that Horus has has turned his back against the Emperor of Mankind and has gone traitor. And he kind of just like lashes out, kind of being immature after being all disciplined and whatnot. I mean, I guess it kind of just shows that he's also very, very human too. That things gets to him, even if he's not really humane in a way. That how most people will see how humans are. I mean, they're Primarchs. They're practically demigods, but at this point, I think that author just trying to show that Dorn is capable of emotions and it could probably hinder his performance and his duties and discipline as well. So in that regard, I still really like him a lot. Yeah, I'll say he's like low, probably like the lowest A tier. Not Ferris. It's a hard one for me because I like know surface level things about him, but the things he has done or tried to do is really respectable, and I kind of really fuck with him honestly because he's always kind of this straight arrow, kind of a stick in the mud in a sense. But regardlessly, I feel like they could have done more, but maybe they can still do more, but I'm not sure how they're gonna do more. But regardlessly, my opinion, he's gonna stay He might be C tier or even D tier to be honest, but I'll put him low C tier for now. Now, my boy Angron, no, no. All right, now after reading his Primarch book, not reading, but I don't read them. I just kind of listen to them on audiobooks. But regardlessly, Angron's introductions and all of his, tragic lifestyle and whatnot. It's kind of just sad, to be honest. Like, and I don't know if that side of me, of like this, like I don't know if I like him because he's pet because I'm petting him, or is it out of petty, or do I actually like really respect him because he's just trying to go out the way he want to go out. But regardlessly, I'm gonna put him on S tier to be honest, because at this point on, especially in 30k, and he was just trying to go out the way he was trying to go out, but things didn't really turn out the way you thought it would turn out. But I think he understood and was willing to accept the fates of his future, in a sense, with the whole Logar and and rituals thing. But regardless, I'll put him S tier, mainly because I feel like it's really biased. It's really because, yeah, I feel like it's just me being biased and me petting him. It's coming out of a spot of pettiness. Not pettiness, but I petty him though. So he's S tier for that. He's like a doggo to me. Now Logar, I know this might sound kind of fucked up, but I actually kind of like Logar. I know he's a dick. I know he's done terrible things. I don't know all of this other, I know all of it, okay? But out of all of them, he's actually quite immature considering to all of them. And I think he's kind of like the kid child of the family that hasn't like had a reality check yet. So I understand his story. I like it. I like his character. Especially when he goes all fanatic and whatnot. I kind of fuck with that. The song. I kind of fuck with that. So my opinion, he's like A tier, or at least high B tier. But for now, I'll put him low A. I definitely don't like him more than these guys are here. So he's gonna say low A tier, or if not high B tier. Now Alpharius. I'm just gonna say Omegon too. My opinion, I don't really like Omegon because it kind of just feels like it's the whole like Alpharius the light, he's like the light, and Omegon is like it's the dark, and then, ooh, I gotta do the the wet work, and Alpharius gotta do all the dry work and all this other stuff, and it's kind of like it kind of feels forced, especially like with the whole Alpha Legion kind of thing, especially with the memes, because it's kind of true. But based on just like the sheer balls of Alpharius, especially spoiler alert, especially when he dies and he's trying to go out. I guess he didn't plan it, but at least he faced it. At least he faced his death, and at the very least, I respect that. So in my opinion, he's probably gonna go B tier. I don't like him a lot. I just kind of like respect his decisions, and it kind of feels, for once, he felt human in a sense. That's the main reason why I'm like voting these Primarchs the way they are, seeing how human they are. Honestly, like first, he doesn't really feel human. He kind of just feels like a plot device, which kind of sucks. Curse is next. I bet. Like Curse is kind of like Angron, like a tragedy character, but my opinion, he's like a human that wants to be a beast. Like he wants to be a monster. He wants to believe that he is the worst thing that mankind can become. I feel like he's trying to prove a point about what's worse things to come ahead in the 31st millennium and whatnot. And I kind of fuck with that, but I also understand that even with his whole future seeing ability and whatnot, and all of his visions about the future, he might have be able to do make a difference, but it's kind of what his character is, being all depressed and not wanting to do any better, because it's kind of what his character is all about, being the worst and trying to prove that in this fucked up future, there's probably nothing we can really do about it, not unless, but there's not much we can do about it until like a miracle, in a sense. I believe that's that's kind of how I kind of see it. Like, unless there's an actual miracle that happens, he probably won't even help. But regardlessly, I think he's trying to represent that, or at least prove that he's a monster and there's nothing much we can do about the future. And I honestly kind of fuck with that. But I guess it's just me thinking about, like, if everybody's life sucks, wouldn't that make my life a lot easier? I think that's kind of like how I kind of see it, because if everybody's life already suck in 40k, which it already does, wouldn't that just mean my life is a lot more better, in a sense, since everybody's having a lot more harder time? That's how I kind of really feel about Kurz. Like, he was just kind of like enjoying the, in a sense, downfall of the Imperium. And me from that personally, I really relate to that. So, especially why I really like 40k, because everything sucks. I mean, 40k is amazing. It's just talking about the I'm just talking about, like, the novelty of it. Now, Roos. Lehman Russ. Man, he's a hard one. He's like on and off, to be honest. He's kind of like the lion, but I really like the lion's aesthetic and his, like, whole knightlyhood and whatnot. Now, only brought up Lion because Lion and Russ, they have like a thing together. They're kind of like supposed to be like opposites of one another, in a sense, because a lot of the brothers have opposites. Man, the Lion's kind of hard, because there's some points. There's like early on the heresy, he feels like a character, but like right after the early stage of the heresy ends, he kind of goes AWOL. He kind of goes like doing his own thing, being erratic and being unreadable because of his, at least in my opinion, because of his genetic. He kind of like, there's two wolves in me. He let the bad wolf win. So, in my opinion, I don't really enjoy his stuff too much. There's some moments where it's like, God damn, it's really cool, but like the other stuff kind of just ruins it, to be honest. So, in my opinion, he's kind of like E or D. Yeah, I'll put him D because I still enjoy. Just because I still enjoy. It's still like somewhat enjoyable, but it's not passable. Like C. C's like passable. So I'm guessing Ferris is passable. But the con, I'm just gonna say it, shut up. He's probably like low B tier. He's a likable guy. Now it could just be that I'm Asian and he's Asian, and I kind of relate to his like first book where he finds out that his sons are betrayed, that his sons are like in a sense unfaithful to his teachings and understandings of way of life, and he kind of has to punish them, annihilate them. That is. But regardlessly, I find his humor and intelligence to be really interesting and humoring in a sense, where he's kind of like never boring. Yeah, I guess that's a good way to say it. Like the con is never really boring, and the fact that he always holds back until the situation calls for it, then he would go 100%. I really like that aspect of him. So in my opinion, I don't like him too much, but I still find him enjoyable. So he's gonna stay like low. No, he's better. Ah shit, no, he can't be low now. Because I do enjoy him more than Sanguinius and Alfaris after looking of the tier list. So yeah, definitely. Wait, do I like him more than the Lion? Man, but the Lion, he's a knight though. He's a knight. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, no. I'm sticking with this. Johnson stays. Dawson stays. He stays high. High B tier. No. I know this may sound boring, but I like Gilliman. Ah, damn. Is he A tier? Nah, fuck it. He's going S tier. I'm being biased. I'm gonna be biased. Fuck it. I'm gonna be biased. Now, there's just nothing wrong with Gilliman, to be honest. Yeah, you could argue that he lost a lot of fights. Yeah, you could argue that he made mistakes. Yeah, you could argue that he's just a rich boy and he gets to throw around his father's money around and whatnot. Yeah, you could argue those things. But he never really, in a sense, he always had that mentality of never being too privileged. He understands to be humbled and humility, at least in 30k. Now, especially in 40k. I really respect him on 40k, especially when he had that reunion with his dad, the Emperor, and spoiler alert. And basically the Emperor is basically all like, yeah, I kind of just resurrect you just because I need you to be a tool, and I need to, and I really need you to keep the empire, up, I need upkeep, and you're like the best tool for the job, the best cog. So there you go, bye bye. And Gilliman kind of felt distraught about that, and he's all like, I bet I'm just gonna do what you put me to do, to do then. So in that sense, I kind of respect Gilliman, especially even before. Yeah, especially before, because before Gilliman feels human. He feels like a character, and he feels like a actual being that you can actually kind of like relate to, like the rest of these guys up here. And if you can see a theme, because Angron Curse, they kind of have their trauma. Fulgrim, he has like his inner strife, inner strife, and then Gilliman, he's just kind of overwhelmed by all of these responsibilities that he has to be responsible for, because he's the only one that can deliver on these responsibilities. And I respect him for that. And he says, yeah. So I'm gonna be biased, and he's gonna be low S tier. I still like these three better than him, mainly because I like my tragic characters. Oh man, Mortarion. I forgot he's on here. I forgot he's at Primarch. Now, I don't know too much about him. I know like the surface level stuff, like just like Russ as well and Ferris. But my opinion, I don't really like him at all. My opinion, he's worse than Logar because, man, it's like I know Logar is also kind of like Mortarion in a sense where he's trying to have his cake and eat it. But Mortarion literally does that. He tries to get his piece of cake, and he tries to eat it as well. Like you can't have everything, bro. You can't have everything your way. You know, you can't just get rid of all psychers. You can't have your Legion back. You know, it kind of feels like he's the innocent one in all of the Primarchs. Because it's like he's trying to get all like everything in his favor, and that's just not, that's just not how life is. And my opinion, I don't really like that, especially how he handled his Legion as well. I don't really enjoy how he dealt with his Legion, especially man, yeah, just how I would say, yeah. I just don't enjoy when I just don't really enjoy when he's on. He has screen time. Yeah, he has the cool aspect. Yeah, but you can say the same thing to everyone though. Everyone has their own, like, everyone among this list has a Primarch aura, and everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, he's so cool. That's everybody's thick. Your Mortarion is not special, so that's everyone has that. So my opinion, he stays. It's gonna be F tier. He might be the only one F tier. Now Corax. My opinion, high C tier. Oh, come on. Like, I enjoy him, but he can be kind of. He's not as mopey as people will say, or depressed. I just don't think he's a great individual. It's kind of like it's like knowing you. It's like knowing someone that's depressed, and you make the active decision to make that depressed person a leader. And you know that he's actively depressed. Like, he's voiced it, and he voiced like all of his problems. Like, he can't do this, he can't do that, he cannot lead, he cannot do that. And you know that he can deliver on his duties and whatnot, but he's depressed. And because he's depressed, that kind of like brings a lot of like I don't want to say he's depressed. He just has this weird negative mentality. It's not even like nihilism. It's not even like nihilism like Kurz. It's just kind of like thinking negatively in a sense, or not trying to understand another person and thinking. I guess it's like all of the Primarch stuff, because all the Primarch has that mentality of like, I know better, you shut the fuck up and do what I tell you to do. But I feel like Corax kind of has more of that in a sense. If it's not that, then he probably just has too much faith in his Legion, especially after the Isfan massacre, because the one that came out, they're like the best of the best now in a sense, because they're all veterans in a sense now, of regardless what happens. So my opinion, he kind of just stays C tier, because I mean, he does have that cool aspect, in the 31st millennia, where he's kind of like, he's kind of like a demon god now, like an actual like demon god. But we're probably not gonna see him. We're probably not gonna see him ever again. Like, even I think all the loreless Primarchs can come out, but him. I don't know how they're gonna try, string him in, but oh well. We're moving on. Now Horus is weird, because I do enjoy him as a character when he was a character, that is. I say that because early on in the books, in the Horus Heresy, especially in the book Horus Heresy, or Horus's Rising, or some shit like that, he felt like a general character, and he felt like a general person that you can kind of like understand and where he's coming from, because it kind of gives you like a very good insight over his headspace was and how stress was getting to him and all this stuff. And I'm pretty sure everyone can relate to that. But as things goes on, he kind of just feels like a plot device now. And I understand that plot device has to be a thing, but kind of, to me, it kind of just means that he's no longer a character and he just what the stories needs at the time, and he could just fit that mode no matter what. In my opinion, I don't really enjoy that, so he's probably gonna go like low C tier. If he was to continue to be like an actual character where he made these flaws and share his thoughts more rather than later on in the books where he's kind of just like hee hee ha ha, I know everything, I'm better than you, and I'm a demigod, all this other stuff, makes no mistakes, I know everything, you know, blah 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 blah, I'm War Master. It's just a plot device at that point, and I don't really enjoy that. Now I'm gonna go to Vulcan. He's also a Primarch that I don't really enjoy, to be honest. Like, I understand he's a good person, but being a good person doesn't mean he has good character. Like, everyone says Gilliman's boring, but my opinion, I think people still respect him more than Vulcan. So my opinion, he's gonna shit D tier. My opinion, I think I would enjoy Russ more than Vulcan. Like, I understand he has his moments. I understand, especially the moment where he's like with Curse. I understand, but I just don't really fuck with him, to be honest. Now Magnus, ooh. There we go. That's a good spot. Magnus can stay there. I really enjoy his Thousand Sun book. I really enjoy his character. I know, it's a meme, but I really do feel like Magnus did nothing wrong. I just feel, I mean, obviously he did everything wrong, but his heart was in a good place, and I really relate to that. And because of that, he stays on A tier. Obviously, I'm being biased with a lot of these Primarchs, but that's just my opinion, obviously, and you're free to judge me for that. But regardlessly, this is my tier list of my Primarchs of 40k. Bye bye.